Over 20 years ago, it felt like my life was falling apart. I had moved into a one-bedroom apartment that I shared with my German Shepherd and my teenage daughter. And life was, it was pretty rough. I remember one day when she had gone to her dad's and I was alone. I got in the car to run an errand. And as I'm crying out to God, give me a sign, help me. What am I supposed to do? I had all those raw emotions that come with early sobriety, and I felt lost. And right then, the truck in front of me hit a rock, and it bounced up on my windshield and cracked my windshield. That was it. I was pissed. I was frustrated. I went home, and I remember I lived next to a walking trail that had this pond, and people would fish in the pond. And it started to rain a little bit, and I started my walk around this pond, and I let it out. I was crying. I said, this is bullshit. I didn't sign up for this. I thought my life was supposed to get better once I quit everything. And as someone with raw emotions and not a real strong faith, I said, I demand to see a sign. Show me you're here. Show me you love me. And right then, this little German Shepherd puppy comes running up to me on the path. He's all by himself. He doesn't have tags. He was the cutest little guy. And he was jumping on me, and his little fur was so fluffy. And it looked like he was laughing. And since I've always owned dogs, and I've had German Shepherds in the past, I was like, there's no way this is a stray. This is clearly a full-bred little German Shepherd. I was petting him. I was taken out of that anger mode, and I was just kind of confused by the whole thing. And right then, coming around the trail, his owners come up with the leash. And I was like, oh, hi, I think this must be your dog. They grabbed the dog, put the leash back on him, and walked off. And they weren't that nice about it. So I was like, whatever, rude. So once they went on, I kept walking. Now it's like a decent drizzle. I didn't even care. And I said, back to what I'm saying. I demand a sign right now that you love me. And it dawned on me that was the sign. That little puppy was the sign. And that event, that God shot, as I mentioned in other videos, was the proof I needed to hold on for that day. Hold on. Because I think there's a misconception about early sobriety, that we're supposed to be happy, joyous, and free. And a lot of times it's rough. And someone who enjoys being numb and really doesn't have a high regard for emotions, to feel all these emotions and to be going through major changes, it's tough. So if you're praying for a sign, if you're trying to hold on and you're running out of steam and you happen to come across this video from me, that's your sign. He does love you. You're not alone, and it does get better. Thank you.